This video from the Media Man is covering this great show of self-respect by black men. They're coming wearing suits. They're saying, here we are, we're showing self-respect, we're not a bunch of ghettos. And yet women are going to attack them for it. They're going to attack them for two reasons. The first, women despise male solidarity and male contentment. They're looking at these men and they're saying, these guys are happy. They're showing contentment, displaying self-respect. They despise that. Two, the suit is a symbol of status, and they know these men do not have status. They're low status men. Women don't care about men. They don't like men. They don't like us at all. They care about our status only. And so they're sitting here looking at these men and saying, these men lack status, but they're pretending that they have it. Those are the two reasons. Now we're going to get into, what's his name again? I want to get his name right. Media Man. He's going to cover this, and it's going to be painful, right? But let's hear what he has to say.
It's not about Evan. It's not about our team. This is about the brotherhood. It's about...
Hear that? It's about brotherhood. Women do not like brotherhood. They want men as fighting individuals, crabs in the buckets. No brotherhood. Well, to even have little boys there, that's awesome, right? You see, if there's no women there, these guys aren't validated by women. Media Man, they're not being validated by women. That's what's really pissing these women off. Dude, you're looking great. Just letting you know. Yeah, look at the smiles. This is what's pissing these women off. Male contentment. Right here. This is it. It's good to see men finally do something. This is activism. The sad part is these guys aren't fighting their oppressors, right? But at least they're showing some kind of solidarity and self-respect.
So you had to go put on your fucking vest and cummerbund and pose like you were a positive image for black men while you're...
See, they don't see it as a positive image. Why? Because they know these guys are low status. They're not wealthy. They're not somebodies. That's what's pissing them off, right? That's the rule. Reason number two, right?
Jesus.
I thought it was just a whole bunch of in line for brunch. Like, I didn't get that this was a positive image. Everyone...
See, it's not positive, right? Notice there is no, this is what I think a positive image is. Because there is no positive image. Women don't like men. They don't like us at all. There's never going to be a positive image.
One had the brunch shoes on, the little pointed toe, shiny shoes. And to me, a suit... Not all of them also had suit. Like, it was giving blazer.
You know what this reminds me of, guys? It's like the racist white guys who talk about black men in suits being like monkeys dressed up. Here you're hearing it from the women of your so-called community, right?
Not tuxedos.
Just shaming language.
I guess I just don't understand why black men knowing what Burlington Coat Factory is means it's a positive image.
Here we go.
So, hey, sorry, Medium. Sorry to cut you off. There is no positive image. Sure, see? These women don't say, this is what I believe a positive image is. There is no positive image. There can be no positive image. Not of the man himself. The only thing I think would be a positive image for her would be a black man next to a Lear jet. He owns it. It's his status that is positive.
language, and this is coming from her. And I already told you guys, and I'm being as nice as possible, I am never impressed by the caliber of women that get on these spaces and talk mess about.
Hold it, media man. The caliber of woman that you're seeing here is women, period. They all think the same. What this black woman feels is just the same as what Asian women feel, is just the same as Hispanic women feel, and white women feel. They all feel the same way.
Black men. Never impressed.
Oh, I don't know what the rule of 10 is again. I'll have to look it up. Anyone else actually knows what it is, you can mention it in the comments. I do like the image he's showing, but Media Man, you yourself is showing an image of status. Because it's not just the outfit you're wearing, but you're holding a drink. And that looks like a Scotch glass. Scotch is very well known to be a high-end booze, right? So you're projecting status.
All right.
At least you understand that status is what the girls go for.
All right. So since we're talking about suits, you guys seen the post on the community section, and a lot of people were asking, how can you be offended with black men wearing suits? Trust me, I didn't know that was possible.
You don't understand the opposite sex, that's why. No offense to you, medium. Most guys don't. Most guys have a false image of what motivates women. I understand it now in my old age.
He did. And there's a reason why I'm covering this video, is because of the fact that it's not because I'm trying to dunk on black women, but I just want men to understand what you're dealing with.
Oh, by the way, medium man, I don't mind at all if you dunked on black women. Women are the class enemy of us guys. That's a fact. They work on a political level to strip us of our rights. There's nothing wrong with dunking on your enemy.
And I also want some proof out there that you guys can point to when somebody attacks black men. And this is not me saying you need to be worried about how black women feel in regards to what black men are doing. We're going to do what we do regardless. If we want to wear suits, it is what it is. However, it just goes to show you how messed up the black community is.
No, it's not. The community is not bad. There's no community, right? Community is centered around women, right? So maybe I should correct myself. It's not that there's no community. It's just that you don't belong to it. There's a community of black women, and they've ousted you men from it. There, I corrected myself.
Because if you look at an image of young boys from 7 all the way up to older men that are sitting in a line and they're doing a Dallas meetup.
Oh, by the way, that meetup, that was an actual community of men. Even though it's temporary, there's your community. You want a community, medium man, you got to form it.
And they're all wearing suits.
Now that's one dapper man. I got to tell you that, right? That guy could be a male model, right? She does the things I never asked for. No more. These guys look great. To me, they're right out of GQ. Look at this guy in the hat. This is fantastic. It's not good enough. Medium man. Women don't like men. Their outfits signal status, but they know they don't have it. That's issue number 2. Issue number 1 is that these men look like they are enjoying themselves. That's really pisses women off. Touch and feel, just don't get in the way. Yeah, I like blue suit, like rubbing his hand. That's right.
But I think I'm liking her more.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Things I never asked for. No more.
Give me that song. That's right. The boys are celebrating. This guy saying, I don't even care if I'm last in line. All this does is give me room to dance.
You would never think that you would find something negative about this image, the black male ethnic image of wearing suits. From what I see.
Again, media man, you just don't understand the opposite sex. What's negative about is that, again, two reasons. One, men are happy. That's number one. And women do not like happy men. Two is the solidarity they're showing. There's no women there. This is men showing solidarity. Women despise that. As our oppressors, and that's what they are, as our oppressors, they look at that and they say, we want men disparaged. They want us suffering. They want us depressed. And they want us fighting amongst one another. Right? See, what those men are doing there is showing evolved humanity. And women despise that in men. They're saying, who are you niggers to pretend you're full-fledged human beings?
This conversation has been going on for about 2 weeks. Like I said, I was at work and I really don't get a chance to review these things like I want to. However, when I saw this and it was crazy. And I felt that it was necessary that we talk about this. And
again, media man, it's only crazy if you aren't attached to a reality. If you understand reality as it is, you recognize it's not crazy, it's evil. Here we can all get along and build a better world. But half the population hates the other half unjustly. Women's hatred and indifference to men is unjust. There's no reason for it. None.
Hopefully you guys will understand why I'm in these spaces for the black male ethnic image, and because of this reason. So I would never thought that black women would have an issue with black men wearing suits, but they found one. And these young women on the See the Thing
they found two.
This podcast, they kind of put everything into perspective as to why they don't like seeing black men in suits. So without further ado, let's see
they're not going to put it in perspective. They're not going to be 100% honest. I'm just letting you know that, media man.
It's foolery.
Girl. What we get into first? We need to.
And notice the upper crust, that's what these black women are. These black women are above me, the white man. Every race of man is beneath the lowest grade of woman in society. These women can dress like bums in t-shirts. It doesn't matter, right? Their status is innate. We have to build ours. They're born with it.
Address which one? Because there's three topics.
We need to address that. We need to address the wolves in sheep's clothing.
Which one?
There you go. Wolves in sheep's clothing. What did I say? The suit signals status, and these gals are saying these guys don't have status. That makes them wolves in sheep's clothing, right? They're trying to get with us girls, knowing that we're attracted to their status and they don't have it. They're trying to grift us.
So they're calling it the wolves in sheep's clothing. That's what they're calling black men in suits. And remember, it was kids out there too. So let's continue.
Positive.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for pointing that out, media man. There are kids there too. This is the way women see little boys as well. Well, even little girls are just owned object as well. I got to be adamant to that, but they really despise little boys because they're male.
Image for black men, because this has been retweeted, quoted, reposted.
So much on the goddamn.
And y'all are annoying as fuck.
There you go. So these guys put out a positive image. They're actually doing something positive, and that annoys these women. Again, why, media man? Because they despise male contentment.
Y'all are annoying with this.
So the problem is, and I saw so many things. I saw one lady talk about, I thought this was great until my homegirl said her baby daddy was a part of this troll and went and take her kid to the doctor, so she had to get off work early to go get us. Like,
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, media man. I'm just letting you know ahead of time that women who protest for their supposed issues, even though they don't have any, they're abandoning their children to do whatever they want. Let me show you something real quick. Media man, this femicide protest, one, it's an attack on men. There is no femicide. It's a lie told to demonize men. So, again, this proves that women are a class enemy. Now, to the point, do you see any children there? No. So all these women, do you think none of them have children? Of course not. When they go and protest for their fake issues to attack men, their husbands or boyfriends are willing to let them go off the hook and waste time and not be around the kids. Right? And they're doing it for evil reasons. These men are doing it for good reasons.
Okay, so stop right there. So some girl, I guess, went on Twitter and lied and said that her friend said that she saw her baby daddy out there wearing a suit, and he decided to do that instead of picking up his kids.
Thank you, media man. Notice he came right to the proper conclusion. She was probably a lie. It was probably a lie. I agree with that 100%. But still, even if it was true, it doesn't matter. And I'll show you why it didn't matter.
And they ran with that narrative thinking that that's all the black men out there, or that story was actually true. It was probably false. They're just trying to throw shade. I just learned that word. Shade on black men. It is what it is. But that's what she's talking about. So let's continue.
Also, even if it was, again, I'm going to allow for the fact it might be true. Not the fact that, but it might be true. It would still be an individual, right? So women just hate men showing self-respect.
You
wouldn't make a goddamn doctor's appointment for their kid because he had to go put his suit on and stand in a line with some other.
Well, why not? Things come up for both genders and they rely on their so-called partner, right? But these women are telling us there is no partnership in male-female relationships. The man serves. He has no rights. He has no life. He is a slave.
No.
So you had to go put on your fucking vest and cummerbund and pose like you were a positive image for black men while you're...
Jesus. I who would have thought? Let's continue.
Not taking care of your kids.
My problem.
You're laughing, medium man, but I don't find this evil funny whatsoever. Not whatsoever.
When I first saw this, I thought...
I want you to picture, medium man, picture two white guys saying exactly what these women were doing. You would not be laughing.
It was just a whole bunch of niggas in line for brunch. Like, I didn't get that this was a positive image. I thought this was one of them little, everyone had the brunch shoes on, the little pointed toe, shiny shoes. And to me, a suit, not all of them also had suit. Like, it was giving blazers, not tuxedos.
Just shaming language. Why do they... Let's continue.
Or not even like...
Why? Because women don't like men. Medium. They're angry these men are low status. That's all they care. Men are used people.
Suits that you would wear in court. I don't know. Look at me in court.
No, they were nice. Everybody was dressed well.
The problem was they associate...
There you go. Everyone was dressed. It's nice. But it's fake status. That's what her issue is. They're never going to say this. They're never going to be honest about this medium. Because women don't want to admit that not only are they shallow, of course it's shallow, but their shallowness is actually destructive. It's actually harmful to men. They'll never admit that. Men's shallowness doesn't harm women whatsoever. If a man, prioritizes a woman of great beauty and a great rocking body, that doesn't hurt women whatsoever.
A man in a suit as being a positive reinforcement for young black men. And again, talking earlier about the fact that
they don't explain exactly why that isn't.
Conversations aren't being had with young kids regarding rejection, seeing that so many women, peers, celebrities included, are being left to be single moms.
No, this is bullshit. We'll see if Medium calls it out. Women are single moms by choice. Medium, women don't like men, and they would prefer a government check over having a man living in her space. That's what's going on. This is done by choice. So as usual, women make these disgusting choices and then they gaslight men and blame them. We'll see if you catch this.
We've shared videos on here where men aren't accountable for how many kids they're creating.
Now you
bullshit. No, sorry, Medium. I'll let you talk in a second. Now, women will claim that they're the ones who create life. But once the blame comes around, then men are creating the children, right? No, these women have contraception, Medium. When they get pregnant, they do it by choice. They could stop a pregnancy whenever they like. They are placing the blame on men that they are the ones who are responsible, right?
You guys understand why I'm in these spaces? You hear what she said? That narrative is still being pushed in the black community. Keep in mind, we did a review on these young women.
Not just the black community, Medium, all races of men. This is worldwide, culture-wide. This is the male-female situation, the dynamic.
Both of them are mixed race. They're interracial kids, right? I think they both have black dads and white moms.
There you go. Thank you for admitting that, Medium, because what you're just let us know is that these women see white men as higher status than black men. It's about status. They actually don't like us white guys any better. They just they conflate whiteness with status. And so that's who they go for. They don't care about the white man. They care about the vision of status. So there is no black community. There's no community whatsoever. Women go for whoever they see as winners. They don't care about the quality of the man whatsoever.
That's how we all got here. A white woman and a black man.
That's how we all got here. A white woman and a black man.
Oh, sorry. So white woman and a black man. Right. So black men take what they could get. From what I see, Medium, these black women are proof that they're just so openly hostile. They don't know how to hide their hostility. So black men often go with white women thinking that the white women will treat them better. She won't. She just masks it. She masks her oppression better. That's it. All right.
So this is why.
But even so, those black men must have had enough status to get those white women. Right. They had enough status that they could choose a woman, and the black women were so inept at hiding their contempt that they went to white women thinking that it was going to be better.
That I'm in these spaces because these narratives are continuously pushed about black men. They are under the impression that all black men are out here just creating all these babies, when we all know that we just debunked this. I spent damn near 2 weeks debunking all that stuff in regards to black men being deadbeats.
Thank you. So Medium did get it, right? He knows it's a lie.
We already know that 54% of black men don't have kids, and then half of the black men that do have kids, and that's being very generous, they're in their children's lives, as reported by the CDC and various outlets, when they fail to mention or understand that 61% of black women have children. There are 4 million more black mothers than black fathers. 61.
And this is the other thing. I don't know if you're going to mention it, Medium, but If the fathers aren't in the children's lives, most of the time, it's because the wife doesn't, the mother, I should say, doesn't want the man there. It's not because he doesn't want to be involved. She doesn't want him involved. She doesn't want to be involved with him.
To 41 or 61 to 46%, right? So this is why I'm in these spaces, and you guys hear me reiterate these talking points over and over again, because every time there's a black woman that has some hate that's directed towards black men, the first thing that they cite is the deadbeat dad narrative. Or they talk about black men not being good fathers. That is their go-to. So the more that I push statistical data explaining what the truth is, the more we can stop these conversations from being had. Let's continue.
Well, you know something? You'll never stop these women from telling their lies, right? You can only broadcast your truth as a man. And that's why that male-only space was so important, right? You're never going to get women on your side. They're the issue. They're the ones that cause all of men's issues. They are our opposition.
Because it's the woman's fault for keeping it, since we have a choice. It's just really strange to me.
Yeah, you do have a choice. It was your fault for getting knocked up because you wanted to. This wasn't a mistake. These women purposely get pregnant. They have all kinds of contraception. They have more contraception than men do. Right. So there's no excuse for even becoming pregnant. Also, women fight for abortion. So if they're not aborting babies, they want the babies. So when they estrange the man, this is what they want. This is what you are.
What we now view as a positive reinforcement or a positive image to the young generation. The idea of just putting on a suit, we are sitting here witnessing a RICO case where goddamn Young Thug and everybody from YSL are constantly in suits. We sat here and saw YNW Melly, who killed his friend, got off, but was in a suit every time we saw him in court.
Also, the man that
she's correlating the two, the rappers on trial right now and wearing suits, and the guys that were in Dallas doing their meetup wearing suits. She's saying that's the same thing.
Of course she is. She's the opposition. Dude, she's a liar. This is what women do. They're our class enemy. Men get smeared all the time.
That's insane to me. Like I'm
again, it's only insane to you, Medium, because you aren't willing to come to terms with what women are. How they actually see men.
Learning a lot, and that's why I'm bringing this to the forefront so you guys can learn as well. It's not to sit here and just why you care about what black women think. No, I want people like the pro-black community. I tend to
men should care about what women think, because women think their thoughts turn to action. They're willing. Look, Medium. Women are willing to take political action to attack men and strip us of their rights. Women have no issues. There are no female issues. Any issue a woman has is gender neutral. Men suffer it too, and we suffer it more. Or it's only a male issue. Women have zero issues as women. So all their activism is there to attack men. So we have to care about what they think. Matter of fact, we have to act against what they think.
have most of the issues with those guys, the quote unquote Hotep guys, because they feel that I'm pushing a narrative that is against black love. It's not. I'm pushing the narrative of being logical, and I want them to see these videos as well, because
well, dude, pushing a narrative against something that doesn't exist. There is no black love. If women loved men, if black women loved black men, these women wouldn't be saying what they're saying. Romance is a male condition. Romance comes from our gender, not the women's gender. A romance novel to a woman is reading about how great of a servant she got.
Every time they have these conversations about Queen Mother Goddess and black women don't do this and black women don't do that. And you don't know why black men are just deciding to go overseas to find different women, or they're just not trying to date black women altogether. You guys will understand where these black men are coming from, because if they don't see these videos, because for some odd reason, every time they have these talking points, they can't point to anything that's being said about black men on these channels. So,
oh, by the way, medium, I remember decades ago when Russia was down and out, they were interviewing Russian women, and Russian women were saying Russian men don't know how to treat women. Translation, these bums have no status to bribe us with. This is female nature, period.
that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm reviewing this type of content, because I want this to be known. I want people to understand what black men are going through in their own community. And this is not a
again, there is no community for men, black men. There's a community of black women, and you guys aren't invited.
Conversation that I am willing to have with black women. I would like black women to have this conversation with black women. But
really, why didn't you have, hey, how come the civil rights movement didn't have a conversation with the KKK? Hey, we just have a misunderstanding, the KKK. Let's have a sit down with them. See, it doesn't work, does it? Because you guys recognize when another group of men are attacking you, you see them as the enemies that they are. But when women attack you, I mean, they can't mean it, right? Let's sit down and have a conversation and try and come to terms. They hate our guts. They only care about status. We don't have status. So what would you have a conversation about?
Funny thing is, when you see women like this, you never see any women of prominence discussing it. They never sit there and say, hey man, y'all doing too much, leave them black men alone. And that lets me know that they are either for what these women are saying, or they just don't care enough to check them.
Yes, medium, you got it right. There is a range of female nature towards men. At the extreme end, there is open contempt and hostility. And at the other extreme end, there's mere indifference. There is no positive to it. Men have to come to terms.
So that's why I'm here. I'm not going to have this conversation with black women. I'm not going to sit there and tell them that they don't have a right to talk about black men in suits. They have every right to do that. But don't think that I'm not going to highlight it so I can educate the black community on what black men are facing from our own women, mind you. Let's continue.
Bernie Smollett cheated on her.
Yeah, but they're not yours. Women own men, not the other way around. They're the ones with the actual power. You want them. We want them more than they want us. That is the power difference right there. Or I should say the power differential. That's where all of men's issues come from.
Her husband went in that Tyler Perry movie also had on a suit the whole
And they're also referencing movies. Here we go.
time, and he gave her HIV.
Gave her, well, shit. There was a businessman in the other Tyler Perry movie where he ended up doing her wrong and kicking her out for the white girl. Mm-hmm. That's where she fell in love with the bus driver.
Yes, and he also wore suits.
He wore a suit every time.
So they're saying, hey, if you wear a suit, you're gonna be just like the guys in the Tyler Perry movie, so it don't matter. Lord, like I said, I'm learning a lot about social media, and they were dead serious.
It's not social media. What you're learning is about what women actually think about us guys. That's what you're learning. Please don't make this about the internet.
About this. Like there was no joking or nothing. So let's continue.
So to me, I think that's the problem, right?
So now we all need
now
to
you're
date.
A good man.
Now we all need to go date the good men that are bus drivers. Is that what's happening?
No.
Yeah, there you go. See? Bus drivers, low status. We just have to date these low status bums. you hear that, medium? Women do not like men whatsoever. Do they have the status to bribe them into their lives, to tolerate them?
Now, a man in a suit is viewed as a good example or a good man, and to me, I don't know.
I
want
buy
more
it.
conversations being had with young black men. I want more ways in which we can reinforce good examples of black men for younger black youth.
Yeah, okay, let's hear if she actually gives an example what she thinks is a good example. They've been quiet so far, medium. You should take note about this.
So let me say this. Black women have no right to be sticking their nose in regards to what black men are doing. You guys are in a crisis. The least married.
No. These women are not in the crisis at all. They're doing fine. They're sitting there on YouTube, spewing their hatred. They're loving their lives. They love bashing you guys. They're not in a crisis.
The most child deletions. I could go down the list, but I'm not going to do that.
Child deletions is good for women, though, according to them. They have the power over life and death. They love exercising that power. So it might be, a negative to you, but it's not a negative to them.
I'm not even going to do that. So the last of your worries need to be on what black men are doing. You guys need to be focusing on black women because, as I stated before, the black woman's ethnic image is piss poor. And
why would they do that, though? They've got all the power. And they're doing something they love. Dude, this isn't an exercise in frustration for them. They love doing what they're doing. They love bashing you. They would never give this up. This is their version of entertainment. Pissing on the commoners.
It seems like nobody cares, especially black women. So you telling us what we need to be talking about in regards to black men, no. Your focus needs to be on black women because y'all need the most help. Stop worrying about black men. We are not your concern anymore.
Again, medium. They don't have any issues. Women do not have any issues as women. There's nothing for them to work on. I bet these women have boyfriends. If they don't, they could get one tomorrow. And they get first dibs in employment and education. There's DEI to give these women a boost. These women have zero issues. There's nothing for them to work on.
Focus on black women.
And I think it still goes back to just being present in the home and really having conversations. The fact that we've had conversations about how we don't.
Gaslighting, presence in the home. These women don't want men in their homes. They're the ones to oust men outside. You gave me my baby for my welfare. Now get out.
Feel like men are holding their friends as adults accountable for being faithful in relationships, for showing up as fathers.
No, these women, again, they're not faithful, right? They sleep around. But also, again, they're the ones who boot the man out. He doesn't make enough money to share the same space as them. So they're gaslighting.
We're not raping or molesting or taking it.
You see how far this went? You see, this conversation that they're having stems from them seeing black men in suits. So talking about all this stuff, bringing this up when you just see black men in suits, this is absurd.
But it's not absurd. Medium. They're showing their true colors. It's not so much the men are in suits. They're just men, period. And they're spewing their hatred and lies about you. So again, how are you going to have conversation? How are you going to have a conversation with people who think like this about you? You can't. You may as well go and have your conversation with the KKK.
And it's embarrassing.
advantage of women, there's no accountability even being held amongst adult men. So again, for this to now be, ooh, let's all get in a suit and we're a great role model for the younger youth, I really think there needs to be a conversation with what that looks like. But again, I didn't want to make this a male bashing podcast.
Yes, you did. This is what this is. This is what these women do. They have a great life, and all they can do is enjoy their lives by bashing men, right? These may as well be two white nationalists here talking. Same people. Black women, white nationalist man. Same people.
Cass?
Oh. She don't want to make it a male bashing podcast. Oh, I think it's a little too late for that.
So I did want to ask you, what does it look like for we as women to be good role models or good representations or representatives or reinforcements for younger women? And I
stop wearing the fake nails, for one thing. They're gross. But also, do you notice, medium, the fake nails, they're all about showing privilege. If you have nails, you can't work with your hands. So it's showing off to everyone that I don't have to work for a living. That's what that's about.
I say that because I'm sure a lot of people be like, now, bitch, you on here cussing, talking about sucking dick. Are you a good reinforcement for the youth?
And that's the thing. This is the young lady from the Horrible Decisions podcast.
We at the goddamn jacuzzi. And if anyone has been to...
See, there is no horrible decisions from women anyway. They can fail upward. These women, see the expressions on their face? They love the lifestyle they've got. Living the easy life while bashing men. Right.
Hedonism, the jacuzzi on the nude side is where everything motherfucking happens. We're here at the jacuzzi, and there's a bitch to my right sucking dick. There's another woman to my right getting head. We're drunk as fuck at this time. And finally, the nigga who was...
See, they're enjoying their sexual freedom, something guys can only wish to do. Why would they work on themselves? They already got everything they want.
Eating my toes, he hops in, he's all ready to goddamn, he's like, I just want to eat you out. And I'm just like, you know what, fine. So I hop my ass up on the side of the goddamn jacuzzi, and I just lift my leg like so, and just put his head in. I'm just like, okay, eat this. You know what? Then I hop up after that nigga was eating my ass, right? I slide over to...
Why do black men tolerate being called nigger all the time? Like, in the past when I was young, I wasn't quite sure how to take it. Now, in my old age, I realize that should have been dumped decades ago. Calling yourselves niggers.
My homegirl, I take her foot out of the water and I start sucking on her toes. My homegirl. And I'm like, I ain't never sucked toes in my life. But then I felt like technically you only sucking chlorine because bitch, it's in a pool. So it's not like dirty feet or feet that just came out of a shoe. It's like, you sucking chlorine. This is cool. It tasted just like skin. So I was like, okay, this ain't...
Okay, I think I'll get past this. Right, because all that's being shown here, oh yeah, it's pretty well over anyway. All that's being shown here is these women get to enjoy their sexuality whenever they want, something that men can't, right? This is female privilege we're seeing.
Too bad. I don't know if
So this woman is trying to shame black men for wearing suits and not being positive images, but her whole podcast shtick is about women having sex, being free, and this is not me saying this. I'm gonna let her tell you. These are her definitions of a positive example.
But at the same time, dude, these women could be great mothers and still do what they do. Right? So there's no point even bringing up the fact that they have this podcast with the word whore in it. All you're saying is that women are sleeping around with other guys. And that's bad. Because, men's sex hurts women. I know that's not the conclusion you were consciously coming to, but why do you think the the contempt men have for women being sexual like this. It's because other men you're competing with are getting some.
Example for black women. And I hope there's black women ninja watching, and I hope there's black women in the comment section. You tell me, black men wearing suits are what she thinks black women should view as positive images. Listen to
Why would you ask your oppressors anything? Who cares about their opinion?
what she says.
And I'm not gonna lie, the conversations that I now have on Horrible Decisions, who I show up as, I actually love that I am reinforcing you having autonomy of your own body.
Yes.
That's one. Autonomy over your own body. That's what she's pushing for black women. Here we go.
Making the
But they're against that for black men. How many black men get circumcised? I don't know if it's less than the white population, but mothers are the ones that push for circumcision, for cutting your most sensitive area, so to damage its sensitivity. Mothers do that, so they're not for our bodily autonomy.
choices that please you, learning to self-pleasure yourself before
Yes.
thinking a man has to.
Yeah, see that? See, no fap doesn't work for women, does it? Right? When women rub one out, that's positive. But because men are so desperate for female validation, they see their fapping as a loss. They see it in a negative light.
Learning to pleasure yourself. This is what she thinks is positivity for young black women.
Well, it is positive. What's wrong with it?
Yeah, let's continue.
I sat here
And also learning the value of boundaries in every one of those instances.
absolutely,
Yes.
but even better.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, these women push boundaries on men on the regular. All women, not just these women, women, period. Women do not respect men's boundaries. And this men should be taking a lesson from what these women are saying.
Boundaries within friendships, within those things. I think that, even being a woman who is an entrepreneur and has talked about leaving corporate America and
Telling young black women to become entrepreneurs, even though we know that black female entrepreneurs only make on average $24,000 annually. And only 2% of those businesses have any type of revenue that they achieve. So this is what she's promoting. Black women, you tell me.
They don't need to be successful business women. They don't. Society does not disparage women if they don't work for a living, let alone achieve high income. That's for us male servants, medium.
You tell me if this is a better representation for your daughters, for your sisters. You tell me.
Dude, why wouldn't it be positive? These women are telling their daughters that, look, we're so privileged, we don't have to work for a living. How's that not positive? Medium, how's that not positive? I hope you see my video and take notes. It is positive. I'd love to be able to brag that men, we're so privileged, we don't have to work for a living. We can fail at business and it doesn't matter. We're still going to get tail and we're still going to be taken care of by society. That being an incredible brag for men.
at one point depending on men or thinking I needed men on a financial level when, pulled up, my own bootstraps.
No, you do need it. Women's privileged lifestyle is built on male labor. She does it. She just doesn't need it on a direct basis. She doesn't need a man living in her space. Men work more than women do. Our taxes go into the society that this woman takes for granted. The nobility absolutely 100% needs the commoners, needs the peasants. Without the peasants, there is no nobility.
Got to work and made it happen.
But listen to this woman. She comes on with the bonnet on. She's overweight, and this is what tends to happen. I could literally draw the avatar of the type of black woman that's going to be pissed off at what black men are doing. So here, right, you see in the background.
Dude, yes. It doesn't matter if they're overweight. Beautiful black women feel the same.
These are the black men that were lined up doing their Dallas meetup. She has something to say about it. Listen to her.
This Twitter that I'm sure you have seen this video. It's literally just a video of them going down a line of black men in suits, and the caption is black man in positive image. And when anyone is giving them pushback or asking about this picture, they're just saying we're being negative. But I just have a few questions.
Yeah, of course you're being negative. And no, you don't have any questions. You're bashing these men. It is a positive image. The suit is basically these guys saying, we're ready to work, right? We're ready to get to work and do stuff. That's the other thing that a suit signifies. It's not just high status. It's also the working man, right? So they're saying we're ready to take action, right?
How many of these men are husbands or significant others? How many of these men are active fathers in their children's lives?
Why? Here we go.
If there is child support to be paid, is it current? Are these
Child support, by the way, is enslavement medium. If a man is ousted from his family's life, his children's life, he does not owe the woman anything. Child support has to be abolished. Period.
been active partners in their relationships? How are they positively influencing their local community? Are they holding men around them accountable who do not do the things that I just said?
In other words, these lowlives, they have to police each other, right? Again, these men are showing solidarity. What she wants is crabs in the bucket. She wants these men fighting. This woman is living a typical privileged lifestyle of the female upper class. There's no reason for her to be bothered by this at all. Without men to hate, women would usually have no purpose in life, no direction.
Because it's not enough for you to be the type of man that lives up to the societal image of what a positive black man is. But if you entertain men who are not that way, you're just as big of a problem, especially if
You see, hey, there you go, guys. And this is something we should actually be holding women to, right? When these evil women talking about femicide, the femicide lie, we should be saying, women, hey, all you gals who say you love us, how come you're not in the streets counter-protesting them? Right? We never think of that, do we, medium?
you don't call them out. I guess
We never think of it because we don't care about that. We just say, oh, there's just good women out there. And what I mean about good women is that there's this woman decided to shack up with me. That's our big measuring stick for what a good woman is. She allowed me to orbit her.
just don't understand why black men knowing what Burlington Coat Factory is means it's a positive image.
Here we go. Shame and language. And this is coming from her. And I already told you guys, and I'm being as nice as possible. I am never.
Why would you be nice? Why? You don't need to be nice to your oppressors.
Impressed by the caliber of women that get on these spaces and talk mess about black men. Never impressed.
So what's a high caliber woman? You think a high status woman thinks any different than this gal? Do you think a beautiful black female model thinks any different from you than what this woman is voicing?
And she is a prime example of that. Hey, it is what it is. This is just embarrassing.
But it's not embarrassing for her. Women are the privileged class. People listen to women. Guys want to be validated. These suits are them signaling to women, I have status. This woman is punching down. She's got the world by the balls. She has no reason to be embarrassed. What should be embarrassed, medium, is your talk about, I don't want to bash black women. I want to be nice as I can. We should have a conversation that is embarrassment.
But okay, all right.
All right, so this is the outlet that did the meetup, right? If you guys don't know, it's called Black Menswear. They have 432,000 followers on Instagram, and they have a significant amount of followers on other platforms as well. They
Fantastic. Pushing 500,000. I'm glad to see that.
have sponsorships with NASCAR,
Yes.
all types of different notable places. They do.
No, by the way, these scumbag women, they talked about these men and their children, but they brought little boys with them to dress up. So they were involving children, right? Giving them a positive model. There is no winning with your haters.
A lot for Black men and typically, in the Black community. So this is the response to somebody hating on them. They're saying, love, bro, but
again, dude, there is no Black community for men. Black men are on the outside.
We also done a lot in the community. This was a suit drive with the Dallas Mavericks. Last week, we did a Beyond the Game Dream Lab to show youth the opportunities with sports outside of being a player. We supported a school being built in Ghana. We fed the homeless. So these guys are doing a lot of great work in the community. And
there you go, guys. Right. It doesn't matter what the nigger does. The white nationalist, the Black woman hates him. There's nothing you could do to be seen as good to the people who hate you. These men are 100% positive. It's always going to be seen negative.
Also abroad, right? And for some odd reason, Black women just, they decided that it was their time to shine to shame Black men.
No, it wasn't some reason. The reason is simple and 100% obvious. They hate our guts.
So hopefully you guys understand why I'm showing this stuff, because nothing's going to ever be enough for Black women. And I remember I asked this question a while back, like what?
But no, this is, you got the framing wrong. Medium, it's not that it's not enough. It'll never be enough because they don't like men. It'll never be enough for that reason. It's not about quality or quantity.
Level do black men need to reach? And it was kind of me being facetious, but what level do Black men need to reach in order for Black women to get in line and start to follow our lead? And nobody really has.
What do you mean follow your lead? Leadership is servitude. Medium, it's servitude. Like, you're basically saying men will work and make things and women will just leech off you. I mean, why do you want a relationship like that?
The answer, but this is one of these.
Oh, by the way, sorry, medium. There's another thing too. There's too many women dumping their high-profile husbands. So even if you manage to gain all this status, if you became a wealthy, famous guy, you still get divorced, raped like every other guy. Because the love does not exist.
Examples as to say that nothing will ever be enough. So I say this to Black men, you guys just do what you need to do, and don't have it in your mind that you're doing it for Black women. And don't even have it in your mind that you're doing or you're bettering yourself for the Black community. Because it seems like we can't get support from our own people. And it wasn't just Black.
No, that's a good point. Thank you, medium.
Black women. It was Black men on there going in, y'all, it's corny, and didn't even do their research. So like I said, Black men, be selfish, become great on your own, and don't have it in the back of your mind that you're doing this to impress Black women. Because if you think that, then you'll never win. I'm going to just tell you that right now. So, I mean,
what you're leaving out, though, medium, is that most men's drive to gain status is to get the girl. to get female validation. So if you take that away, a lot of these guys lose their motivation. That's the real crux of this issue. Guys have to come into their minds that this isn't just temporary. They want a better lives. They have to deal with being single. Period.
And maybe it would have been better if all those black men were lined up and they had their pants sagging and they looked like the Pookie and Ray Rays that these women are getting pregnant by. Maybe.
Well, women love violent thugs, dude. They love drama. Women might actually put up with a broke thug, a broke criminal. What can I say? Why do you think so many young men join street gangs?
Maybe that would have caught their attention and they would have been out there trying to support. And granted, let me give credit to the black women who did support those black men that did the suit drive. Kudos to Black Menswear. But yeah, black men, don't ever have it in your mind that you're trying to get to a certain level to appease black women, because it'll never be enough. And this situation right here was a prime example.
If it wasn't for pleasing women, wanting women in your life, men wouldn't need to up their level. They'd be happy with square one. If you were a beach bum who made minimum wage and women were spreading their legs for you, you would consider yourself a winner. Other guys would consider you a winner. You got the girls without breaking a sweat. And that beach bum wouldn't ever want to be anything but a beach bum for the rest of his life.
Example of that. If you feel some type of way as a black woman, then why don't you talk to your fellow black women? Don't come over here trying to talk to me, because you guys see the proof. I'm at a low tolerance level when I have any black women in my comments.
Again, medium, why would they talk to you at all? They got everything they want. They only talk to you if they want something from you. If they want to deal with you. Women don't like men, so they're not going to deal with us.
Section saying anything about black men where you are not actively involved in trying to repair the black woman's ethnic image. You don't have that right anymore. No black woman has that right to come on my platform anymore to talk about what black men need to do. I was open to it for a little bit to have the conversation, but not anymore.
Good. You're learning. You're learning that it's not a conversation. They're not here to positive. They just want to bash you, dude.
Until I see you guys doing the work and start talking to your fellow black women, then you can start coming over here and telling us, hey, I think it would be best if, you do this for black.
Again, we'll end it here because I'm telling you now, medium, why would they ever do that? They got everything they want. Again, if a woman's sitting home, getting welfare and child support, she's got everything she wants. The child is a tool to make a man she doesn't want anything to do with give her free money. She's living the lifestyle that she wants to live. Why would she talk with you at all? Okay? I hope you see this video and you learn from it. We'll end it here.